We're in the long-term Subaru Crosstrek with a family member who's a valet. So here's a valet reviewing this car. What do you think of it so far?
Well, it's a smooth driving, reliable Japanese car. It doesn't feel like a letdown as far as like Americans or Ford, Chevy. Just kind of used to start them up and they're just 5 years old, not that old, but you can already tell it's like a bit of a junky engine, not going on at all here.
Okay.
Feels good.
How does it compare to other cars? What's the most similar car to this that you've driven?
That's not this. Probably another Subaru, like not a Crosstrek, but it's the Outback. As far as like very similar, but also a RAV4. It's very similar to that. Or it's the Honda CR-V. Yeah, it feels like that size vehicle, and then similar quality. But as far as the feel of the steering wheel and the plastics, just stepping in it, looking around, it I think it's a little more premium than the newest Toyotas, honestly.
Okay.
But Toyotas a few years ago, pretty much neck and neck, I'd say.
Okay. What changed?
Just the inclusion of cheaper plastics in Toyotas, and then just the key fob feels cheaper on Toyotas. The Subaru, I feel like just the experience, tactile, it feels better.
Okay.
Honda, I feel like it's even worse than Toyota, but barely, as of recent years. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, a bit of a different story, just on all fronts of those, but Subaru, I'd say, is probably in the lead, just barely. But as far as the feel of the engine, they're all fine cars. Comparing.
Okay, how is it driving right now? How does it feel?
Going 55. I just checked the speedometer to check exactly, but feels like 55. This is a 55 road.
Okay.
Feels like a good car. Not too loud. Just really hearing road noise. Not any problems with the engine or anything.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the place where you do most of your valeting. I know you work at different places, but we've been to the place where you are most of the time. What's that like?
It's a large inn. They have a spa. Mostly the cars we get there are BMWs, Mercedes, and Teslas.
Okay.
Every month and year, more and more Teslas. But also very normal cars. Also like Hondas, Subarus, Toyotas. But it's a few restaurants and a large inn, so it's a variety of people going out to lunch or having a nice weekend. So I see high-end cars every once in a while, especially on Saturdays. There's a supercar, but just mostly new cars. Some used cars, like musicians especially, will have pretty crapped out 90s cars, but or early 2000s junkers, but and also classics, but those are even more rare. And people with the nicer cars usually, like supercars or classics, they don't want us driving those.
Okay. Last question. What's the one car you would not buy even if you had the money?
Like a normal car or like a high-end car?
How about one of each?
So a normal car I wouldn't buy even if I had the money. Pretty much anything Ford or Chevy, even the Bronco I just find ugly, even though it's a fine car.
Okay.
But anything like normal Fords, just their new cars are pretty junk. Chevys are pretty feeling, and like immediately, like when they're a brand new car, like 1 or 2 years old, they're fine. But it just really noticed after like 5 years, it just feels crappy. Getting past you on the left.
Okay.
Speeders, even though I'm going the speed limit. But if it was a nice car where you're like, you would expect just like an awesome experience for how much money, Maseratis are pretty junky feeling. The engines are similar to the Chevy and the Ford I'm talking about, where you just kind of notice that it's got for real wear and tear, just feeling it after it being a few years old.
Okay.
And just off the bat, even if they're pretty new, the interiors, or the plastics, they don't seem like well put together, or there's like flaking on like the metallic handle. It's like wrapped, not like actually a metal handle.
Mm-hmm.
Like a real high-end car, you feel like a great handle, you're paying that much. I know Maserati's not quite there, but like a Bentley, where it's like a machined, like full steel handle, it's just awesome. But like flaking plastic in a Maserati is just kind of ridiculous. And their swing-up doors, where where they swing up funny, like vertically. Those type of doors, they're always pretty junk on Maseratis. They're super heavy and kind of silly.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Do you have anything to add about the Subaru or your valet experiences, or does that sum it up?
To close up, in summary, the Subaru is exceptionally boring, but feels great. Like, honestly, quality-wise, the interior, everything feels really great. But all of these Japanese manufacturers, Nissan, Toyota, Honda, they're the safe choice. It's a boring drive. These are great engines. They're not too loud. They just feel awesome. But car-wise, like the internals, this is a pretty boring car. It's what you want, but it is pretty quality on the inside.
Okay, thank you very much. The long-term Subaru Crosstrek, reviewed by Valet.